We were having a little bit of a back and forth yesterday about when exactly Deshaun Watson was ruled out of this past Sunday's game against the Ravens. Because he was questionable during the course of the week. The Browns were favored. I know that was one of our picks that went into it. There was this shoulder issue that had popped up that he had been dealing with that he suffered the week prior. And it was like, okay, but maybe there was some optimism he was going to play. And then they were reportedly going to test it pregame, but the feeling was, even amongst the betting odds and the people who were monitoring this stuff, that Deshaun Watson was going to play in this game against Baltimore. Big game, divisional game, both teams at the top of the division. And the next thing you know, Dorian Thompson-Robinson is your quarterback for the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, and Deshaun Watson's nowhere to be found. So Kevin Stefanski,
imagine that,
the head coach of the Browns, was speaking with the media yesterday, and I can't imagine when this stuff makes the rounds there in Cleveland that it's going to make everybody feel all that thrilled about Deshaun Watson's decision to not play on Sunday.
You said yesterday, pretty much it was his call. So he was medically cleared to play. If he would have said, I'm good, he would have played?
Yeah, yes. And let me say this, Tony. I mean, he knows his body. He's played through serious pain before, very, very serious injuries. It wasn't a matter of pain tolerance or anything. He just did not feel like he had his full faculties.
Did you have any indications during that practice week, aside from him not being able to throw a lot, that there was a potential he would not be able to go? Because it seemed like Saturday night, the word coming from the team was you guys were really, really confident Deshaun was starting.
Well, we listed him as questionable. He didn't throw all week, and we had to get to the game, and that was the first time he was going to throw to see ultimately how he felt, if he felt like he, could drive a throw, those type of things.
So that was Kevin Stefanski, the Browns head coach, talking about Deshaun Watson opting to not play, although being medically cleared to play this past Sunday. Can't imagine that's going to sit well with everybody.
I mean, $230 million guaranteed is what, Browns fans probably think. And they expect, especially in the AFC North, it's a physical, tough division. For if you're cleared, you should be out there, even if you're not 100%. I mean, that's just the expectation for, I think, any starting quarterback in the NFL, let alone one that's getting compensated the way he is. And so instead, they thrust a rookie in, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who had a great preseason, but the regular season is a different animal. It's a divisional game, one of the one of the toughest defenses in the AFC, and he throws 3 picks, and there's really just no opportunity whatsoever for this Browns team to win this game. So, interesting decision, by Watson. If you're really thinking about the team, your overall aspirations, this was an incredibly important game in the grand scheme of the division, which the Bengals look like they're out. Pittsburgh's struggling. Kenny Pickett might miss some time. It's between you and Baltimore. And you've got them at home? I don't know. That was if he was clear, that's a surprising decision to see a player then say, hey, I don't feel like I'm good enough to go in this case. Like, usually you can game plan around some stuff and try to make it happen. Trust me. Played with a broken index finger, try to get through a half. And it wasn't my doing when they said, hey, let's just sit you down. It was the coaching staff. And then I got surgery right after. But we tried to give it a go. I mean, wasn't able to throw as effective as it. But easily could have just opted for surgery and missed the game altogether like I did the rest of the season. But we tried to make it work. I mean, I think that's the hard part is when you don't see a guy even try to get out there.
I joke about Deshaun Watson a lot. But I'll just say in this case in particular, maybe – again, if he felt as though he was going to do more harm by playing than he was going to do good, and it was up to him to make the decision, then maybe he made the most responsible decision. I would just be curious to know what the dialogue was. I think that if it were in more context, it could make more sense. Like, what was his dialogue with the coaches, ahead of the game? Like a little bit more clarity on what he was saying, because if he was indeed cleared and could play, and the coach said, he didn't feel like he had all of his faculties about him. In context, what exactly does that mean? And I think if we understood what that meant, then I think we could go one way or the other on it. Like, man, get out there and play. Like, don't be soft. Or, like, that made sense that he didn't play. I think it's a little bit open-ended. And it's hard for me, as much fun as I have, making fun of Deshaun Watson topics. In this moment, I'm kind of looking at it, I guess, I don't feel like I know enough to pass a judgment on why he didn't play. I don't know if that's fair or not. I mean, but for me, right this moment, I just don't feel like I don't have enough context to say, because conventionally speaking, you're right, Q. Like, I'll play. I will play if I can. If it's humanly possible for me to get out there and play, I'm gonna play because of what it means to me, what my teammates mean to me. You only get so many opportunities to be with your guys that way. I'm gonna play. Like, I'm a ride. We're gonna ride. When you want to ride, we're gonna ride. And if you got to pull me out because I'm not moving fast enough, or what I have going on is hurting our team by your expectations as a coach, or even if it's I've seen it where us as teammates was like, yeah, man, you got to come out today. It's not working out for you today, bro. Like, you know that knee, just we got it.
Look at Derek Carr, shoulder injury. He shouldn't have played, but at least he was out there.
Yeah.
But for every time we say that he shouldn't have been out there and he's out there, again, to me, in proper context, I could say I get it. Outside of proper context, I don't really know why Deshaun Watson. I would like for Deshaun Watson to not plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th and come out and talk to the media. Today's Tuesday. Talk to the media about why you didn't play. Tell people why you didn't play.
Probably tomorrow if he does talk to the media.
Yeah, tomorrow, yeah. So
Look, I understand a player wants to put his best foot forward and doesn't want to put anything out there on tape that's, not satisfactory or put his team at a disadvantage. But you also have to weigh the fact that, all right, what was the other alternative option? Putting a rookie for his first start versus Baltimore? I don't know. I think as a veteran, a guy who's played a lot of football in the league, you'd think that I probably give the team a better chance, even though I'm not 100% healthy, right? I mean, that's in essence the decision that Joe Burrow's made. I mean, he's not healthy. It's very apparent. And they're a 1-3 football team right now, but I think everyone would agree, like, he feels like he's a much better option than Jake Browning, even though he's not 100%.
I just think at the very least, read the room, dude. Like, look around and go, okay, we just lost Nick Chubb to a devastating injury. He was the heart and soul of our team. This, as Brady pointed out, is a big-time divisional game against a team that used to be us, and we've been trying to get back to where that team's gone a couple of times with the Super Bowl. Yes, I've made all this guaranteed money. They've paid me. I haven't played well. I haven't performed up to the contract. I finally have a decent game the week before, probably my best game as a Cleveland Brown quarterback, and then the medical staff tells me you can play, you are cleared to play, everything is good, and he decides, nah, I don't think I want to play. I'm sorry, that if I was a Browns fan, that would piss me off. And if I was one of his teammates, I'd be like, dude, really? Like, do you think if Nick Chubb was there and they said, hey, listen, there's some risk here, but you could play, Nick Chubb would be out there in a heartbeat to at least try and give it a go.